Genius. It is simpler than you think, by Rod James. People believe that being a creative genius is something that only a few are born to. This is just another limiting belief humanity has bought into. Genius, like all human potential, is something that we can easily tap into and is simply latent or sleeping within us, waiting to be utilized. Genius is much simpler than people think. In fact, it is simpler than thinking. I remember as a young man working as a cowboy, watching cattle licking the sand when they were pregnant and only in a certain place. The rancher I worked for, being wise in the way of these things, explained that the cows needed certain minerals and they knew where and how to get them. We would then go buy mineral supplements to put out in the field to support their need. This is simple genius at work. Instinct and intuition are of the same order of genius. Just imagine if a scientist had to analyze the soil and do blood tests on the cows to figure out just what the cows needed in the way of minerals. This would have been much too complex. The rancher I worked for was a man who was in touch with himself and nature. He would have said, "You people think too much. Just use your common sense." But this habit of making things complex is how most human beings live their lives. We live in a society where almost no one uses their intuitive gut instincts. If the universe is made of pure intelligence, as all physicists and spiritual teachers say, then we, like the cows, have access to that pure natural intelligence also. We know exactly what we need to live our lives. Einstein related that he did the math to prove the theory of relativity after he did a simple visualization, where he saw that objects can be still and in motion relative to each other. He visualized a man holding his body still as he falls off a roof. Relative to the house, he is in motion. But if he is not moving his body as he falls, his body is not in motion relative to himself. This simple realization led to a fundamental understanding of how all objects in the universe relate and how all of creation correlates. All fundamental ideas are this simple when properly viewed from awareness. It was a simple mental exploration that led to the complex math that was required to validate this simple concept. So genius exists in all of us if we simply quiet the mind and get in touch with the simplicity of it, as Einstein demonstrated. Physicists now know that there is a field of pure intelligence and creativity that is the foundation of all of creation. This field is pure awareness. Creative people know that this field is lively within their own mind once they still the redundant chattering of repetitive automatic thinking. Edison meditated in stillness daily as he explored ideas. Learning to still the mind, to experience the deep silence of the field of pure intelligence, and tap into creative genius is something anyone who wants to succeed and prosper should surely learn to practice. In fact, there are little-known ways to integrate this silent field of pure creative intelligence into the human brain and physiology to the degree that it is a person's normal operating state. A sense of deep, silent, blissful peace and clarity with alert, sharp, dynamic, clear thinking. We call this state enlightenment. The self-discovery life mastery process is the most evolutionary and revolutionary strategy currently available to rapidly accelerate the self-mastery process.